We are looking at my first investment property, and I'm so excited because we are going to turn this ugly eyesore into a beautiful home, much like some of the homes around here. Down the street, you can't tell, but there's evidence that this C- neighborhood may soon be a B- neighborhood, and perhaps getting better from there. So the seller finally sold. My name and my wife's name are on the title, and let's go take a look. I've already done a walkthrough today with the contractor that we'll be using. This has been on here for a while, well, almost a year, but it's been in that state for about 18 years. So I'm going to try and give the best summary of everything that's going to be done. We're going to put a chain link fence around the whole front. As you can tell, most fences in this area are chain link or some form. They're not wood fences. The maximum height allowed is 4 feet, and so chain link is cheaper and it's acceptable. So here we are going through the back. There's the garage. Probably gonna keep it such that the washer and dryer unit will be back here. Got to make sure that the piping that runs from here underground to there is still in good shape, and if not, I guess that would be replaced. Remove that tree. The overhead drop for this electrical line here is way too low. That's got to be fixed. The electrical box needs to be changed, and obviously got to get a permit for that. We're going to replace that with new HVAC. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. By the way, the roof is good, thank God. So I'm not gonna spend too much time looking at that. But here we are, and it's pretty much standard. Gonna do a demolition. Gonna remove all the drug needles along with all the other junk that's in here. Those cabinets, I suppose, could be redone, but it's cheap enough to just get put new ones. I'm gonna do a prefabricated granite slab, and those are a lot cheaper these days than they used to be. And these windows are gonna end up becoming like the nice windows in the front. Those are pretty much brand new windows in the front here. Brand new because they've been untouched for 18 years. Even the squatters didn't hurt them. Speaking of squatters, they're clever, but I guess they choose to work for pizza instead of rent for a place they can live. Unfortunately, and also I suppose for drugs, not for pizza, right? So keeping going through the house, I'm gonna put waterproof laminate all throughout. I'm not gonna redo the floor. We're gonna need new base molding all across the bottom here. There we go. Probably gonna, well, most likely I'm not gonna take this wall out. Chances are good it's a load-bearing wall. What we are going to make like a giant window to give it that open feeling. There isn't a lot of space to put furniture in this living room, so it would be nice to have like a maybe 4 foot or lower wall here with the big open window to the kitchen. No glass in that window, of course. Keep a beam here so there's still like a door with a big opening. Couch can go against the back of that thing there. And now going to, you can tell the floor is in bad shape in some places, like there, in the other room. It's It's in bad shape here. So, it's going to be waterproof laminate, like I said, all throughout. Probably not going to put carpeting. Same story for this room. Gonna remove that. Maybe gonna put tile in this area. I've heard that tile is highly desirable for the bathroom. Sorry for the spinning here. Got to put this around my neck. Let's see, what else did we talk about? It's pretty standard. I mean, demo, replace certain things. I could look at my list actually and tell you everything that we kind of talked about doing. Let's see, new plumbing for sure, PVC, and I forget the acronym for the other type of plastic that is used for plumbing, but apparently it won't necessarily be a big deal. I mentioned the HVAC. Let's see. Oh, so let's go out to the back. We'll talk about that. We're going to obviously replace these doors so that they're consistent with each other. You'll notice none of the doors here are consistent with any other door. Not sure why, but we'll replace, I think there's 8 of them, including, I don't know if that includes the front door, but either way that's going to be replaced. So yeah, let's go out back further. I think I mentioned removing that tree. So when my contractor builds the wood fence around the back, he's gonna use the existing posts for this chain link fence and add a few more because they're a little too far spread apart in some places. And he's going to add a few more and then build I guess a casement around each post, and then build the fence itself all the way, same story, right, all the way across here, so that there will be some privacy. I made a video earlier, which I don't think I'm going to use, but a lady that was a young girl that was sleeping on here, on that couch right there, called to me, thinking I was someone else, perhaps a squatter who has squatted in this house before. I don't know what all that cat food is doing there. Hope they're not eating it. But anyway, a fence would make this feel a little more secure, private, perhaps discourage people like that from camping out next to the property. This obviously needs to be fixed. This wall here, there's 2 pit bulls that live next door, so I don't think a family would want them hopping over that wall. So that'll be fixed. With a fence here, using the existing posts and adding a few more. Can't help but point out some interesting things. I don't know what this is all about, but I found these mysterious notes all around the property with lots of scribbling in Spanish and English, and I think some profanity as well. Found a collection over here. So this has nothing to do really with real estate investing, but in some ways, why not give you the whole story, right? You'll find some interesting things, I suppose, especially where squatters lived. Oh, and there's a bone. What's that all about? I hope there aren't dead bodies buried back here. Should I touch it? It looks like a vertebra. Oh my goodness. That's interesting. Not gonna ask any questions. I already met the neighbor to my left. Very nice guy. The Spanish came in handy there, and he let me borrow a ladder so I could get on the roof. I'm going to introduce myself to this neighbor as well. Ask them to keep an eye on the place. And my contractor will could probably get started with the demo and the cleanup, I should say, on Thursday. So I also think I mentioned I know the neighbors across the street, and I'm gonna ask them to take a look as well. So I got this place. I don't think I mentioned it in any of my previous videos. You're probably sick of seeing the house. Here, I'll let you zoom in on me for a second. There we go. So I mentioned the Freedom Journal, which I had used to kickstart me towards my goal of getting a property. So Freedom Journal is basically 100 days to your goal. And so I started on May 29th, and I said I'm going to do it in 100 business days, which would have been like, I think sometime in October. I don't remember. But the interesting thing is that on day 100, September 6th, was when we pretty much knew and had agreed and had already started escrow proceedings that this would become our property. And on day 101, title was transferred. It officially became mine. So that was a neat little thing. You know, I wasn't even planning for that, you know, actual day 100, not 100 business days. And there I see God's little subtle touch, that still small voice saying, hey, I'm in on this. You know, I care about you. And as I mentioned before, you know, I don't make a lot of money otherwise, and so I'm really hoping that this flip will be a good profit for us that we can then use to, you know, to move into greater investments, and also move out of our own apartment, maybe buy a place. My parents are moving to Santa Clarita, and we're already deeply sad about that because we're going to miss them. They're only 40 minutes away. Well, they will only be 40 minutes away. My brother and his family live out there, so maybe we'll buy a house out there. I don't know, but it would be really nice. So here's the first step towards that. I'm really excited.